This is the Haulotte HA32PX. Those who intend to use any machine with characteristics of weight, height, width, length or complexity which differ significantly to the training they have received should ensure that they receive a familiarisation to cover the differences. It is the employer's responsibility to ensure that all operators using equipment are adequately trained and familiarised to comply with current health and safety legislation. Machine-specific familiarisation should follow on from basic training and cover the manufacturer's instructions and warnings, features of the specific model, control functions, safety devices and emergency lowering procedures. All of the above are to be found in the operator's manual supplied with the machine. Main characteristics of the machine. Length of the machine in the stowed position, 11.16 meters. Width of the machine in stowed position, 2.53 meters. Width of the machine with extended axles, 3.3 meters. Machine stowed height, 2.7 meters. Maximum working height, 31.8 meters. Maximum platform height, 29.8 meters. Turntable rotation, continuous 360 degrees. Maximum wind speed, 60 km per hour or 37 miles per hour. Maximum gross weight, please refer to the serial plate located on the machine for accurate machine weight. Maximum platform load, 250 kilograms. Maximum occupants in the platform, 2 people. Maximum angle of the chassis, or tilt, 5 degrees. Maximum outreach, 21.6 meters. Up and over clearance, 11.35 meters. Below ground level distance is approximately 5 meters. Main components of a HA32PX. C1, dolly or chassis. C2, front steering axle. C3, rear steering axle. C4, jib. C5, platform support with load limiter. C6, platform. C7, platform controls. C9, upper boom. C11, turntable. C15, right compartment housing hydraulic tank and fuel tank. C16, arm or lower boom. C17, left compartment housing engine, pump and starter battery. C18 and 19 are counterweights. C20, tie down and lifting lug. C24 is a fixed extendable axle. C25 is oscillating extendable axle. C27 is lower ground controls. For further dimensions and specifications, please refer to the operator manual contained with the machine. Haulotte manuals use symbols. These are used to alert the operator of the safety precautions or to highlight practical information. Danger, risk of injury or death. Caution, risk of material damage. Prohibition, relating to work safety and quality. Reminder, no identified risk but a reminder of common sense, good practice or pre-action prerequisites. Cross-reference to another part of a manual. Cross-reference to another manual. Cross-reference to repairs. Haulotte manuals also use labels. The label colours identify potential dangers and specific regulations which are indicated on the machine. Please familiarise yourself with the labels and their respective colour codes. Red, potentially fatal danger. Orange, risk of serious injury. Yellow, risk of material damage and or minor injury. Other, additional technical information. Every day and before beginning work, the machine must be subjected to a visual inspection. If you do find a fault, isolate, tag and report the machine. Do not attempt any repairs to the machine. Before using the machine, ensure that the thorough examination is in date. The serial number refers to the serial number on the thorough examination. Check the following points: identification plate, labels, decals and operator manual. Visual state of the machine, looking for absence of cracks, damaged welds, missing or loose parts, bolts, nuts, connectors, cables. Batteries, looking for leaks, security. Hydraulic cylinders, looking for leaks, rust, traces of wear and tear, impact. Condition of the wheels, looking for loose or missing nuts. Condition of the tyres, cuts, wear and tear. The type of tyre fit of the machine are foam-filled tyres. Visual inspection of limit sensors, fuel levels, hydraulic levels, ground control panel, platform controls, anchor points, lanyard anchor points, guardrails and sliding mid-rail. Hydraulic ramping. Your machine may have hydraulic ramping built into it by design. This means that the machine may not stop immediately when a controller is released. P1. Electric preheating LED. P2. Engine oil pressure LED. P3. Engine temperature LED. This will indicate high engine oil temperature. P4. Low battery charge LED. P5. Blocked air filter LED. P6. Platform overload LED. P7. Radius limitation LED. Close to radius limit, the LED will blink and movements are slowed down. Radius limitation reached, the LED blinks continuously and automatic machine movement is launched to return the machine to within the authorized radius limitations. P8. Jib selector switch. P9. Upper boom telescoping selector switch. P10. Upper boom selector switch. P11. Lower boom telescoping selector switch. P12. Lower boom arm elevation selector switch. P13. Platform compensation or tilt position selector switch. P14. Turntable rotation select switch. P15. Red emergency stop button. P16. Console activation key selector switch. Left is platform or upper console activation. Center is axle console activation. And right is lower or ground control console activation. P18. Machine on off selector. On will switch power onto the machine, off will stop power to the machine. P19. Backup generator or auxiliary emergency power selector switch. P20. Engine hour meter. P21. Engine acceleration selector switch. P22. Engine startup selector switch. P23. Petrol or gas select switch if fitted. P24. Beacon light selector. P25. Turntable rotation joystick. To the left, clockwise rotation. To the right, anti-clockwise rotation. Boom lift joystick. Upwards, boom elevation. Downwards, boom lowering. Arm elevation joystick. To the front, arm elevation. To the rear, arm lowering. P26. Default LED. P27. Tilt LED. Machine is in the tilted position. P28. Push forward for boom extension or arm lifting. Pull backwards for boom retraction or arm lowering. P29. Fuel level LED. This will indicate low fuel level. P30. Platform overload LED. This will indicate that the platform is overloaded. P31, LED switched on. On indicates machine is switched on. Off indicates machine is turned off. P32, radius limitation LED. If the LED blinks, you are close to your radius limit. If the LED blinks continuously, your radius limitation has been reached. P33, drive joystick. To the front, drives forwards. To the rear, drives backwards. Front axle direction selector. Press right will turn right, press left will turn left. P34, rear axle direction selector switch. To the right will turn right, to the left will turn left. P35, differential blocking selector switch. When activated, this will give maximum torque for difficult ground or ground with a slope. When released or deactivated, this will give standard torque. P36, lower boom or upper arm position selector. In position up, boom selection, down, arm selection. P37, jib selector switch. P38, platform rotation selector switch. To the right, anti-clockwise rotation. To the left, clockwise rotation. P39, boom telescoping selector switch. To the left, telescope extension. To the right, telescope retraction. P40, platform compensation or tilt selector. Upwards, raising of the platform. Downwards, lowering of the platform. Please note that this also may have an OK button, which means that you have to press the OK button and select upwards or downwards. P41, backup generator or auxiliary emergency power switch. P42, engine startup selector. P43, horn select switch or button. P44, petrol or gas selector, if fitted. P45, driving speed selector. Hare, fast driving for long distance. Snail, slow driving for short distance and final approach. P46, red emergency stop button. Pulled out is activated in the on position. Pushed in is deactivated. P84, platform movement speed selector. Hare indicates fast speed movement. Snail indicates slow speed movement. E1, raising and lowering of cylinder and raising and lowering of chassis on the fixed axle. E2, fixed axle extend and retract. E3, raising and lowering of cylinder and raising and lowering of chassis on oscillating axle. E4, extending and retraction of oscillating axle. E5, emergency stop button. Safety devices. Turntable rotation pin. This pin allows locking of the turntable during transportation or travelling of the machine. Sliding midrail. The platform is composed of guardrails and incorporates a sliding midrail which facilitates access to the platform. Never attach anything to the sliding midrail. Do not secure sliding midrails open. Anchorage point. The machine is equipped with approved anchorage points, accepting a single harness per anchorage point. Length and angle sensors. For reasons of stability and work area management, the boom is equipped with length and angle sensors. These length and angle sensors transmit data allowing the controller to manage the automatic operation of the combined movements. Arm telescoping and boom lowering below horizontal are authorised if the arm is lifted to a maximum of 75 degrees. The arm can be lowered if the telescope is completely retracted and the boom is lifted above the horizontal position. The controls must be validated by a deadman system to activate the different movements. The deadman system depends on the machine configuration. You may have a joystick handle with deadman, an enable pedal deadman, or an Enable Validation button dead man. Please check your manual and your machine configuration to identify these types of dead man systems. Please note the presence of this device depends on the machine's configuration. The radius limitation LED blinks to indicate that an additional movement to maintain the machine within the stability limits has automatically been triggered. Please note movement may be slowed down. Driving and other additional movements are forbidden. The radius limitation LED is on continuously if the operator requests a movement that causes the machine to exceed the radius limitation. For the machines larger or equal to 32 meters, axle extension improves machine stability. If the axles are retracted, the capacities of the machine are reduced. When axles are retracted, only the following movements are possible. Turntable rotation if the boom is in the horizontal position. Boom elevation if the turntable is in the axis or in line with the chassis. If the axles are extended, all movements are possible. The extension of the axles is possible if the machine is completely stowed, the jib below the horizontal position and the turntable in the axis or in line with the chassis. Ground function checks should be carried out with the axles in the retracted position. Pull out the 3 red emergency stop switches: ground control, platform control, axle extension control. Place the key into the on-off selector and turn the position to on. Remove the key and place the key into the console activation key select location. There are 2 positions for the key switch. Orange is ground controls, green is platform controls. Turn the key to the orange controls to permit function of the ground control function check. Start the engine by using the engine start switch. Now systematically check the boom functions. Operate the lower arm elevation selector switch in the up position. Operate the lower arm telescopic selector. You will notice that these 2 functions do not work. This is because the axles are not in the extended position. If they do elevate, immediately isolate, tag and report the fault to your supervisor and manager. Do not use the machine. Functions that will work with the axles retracted are upper boom, elevate and lower, jib boom, elevate and lower. When the upper boom has lowered, the platform compensator or tilt will now elevate and lower. Main turntable, rotate left and rotate right. To ensure that the machine is in line with the chassis, look beneath the canopy and ensure that the limit switch is lined up. Push in the red emergency stop. Pull out the red emergency stop. Hold down upper boom selector switch and operate the backup generator or auxiliary emergency power switch. The boom should now start to lower. Repeat this for the upper boom, telescopic boom, jib boom and turntable rotate. Platform function checks should be carried out with the axles in the fully extended position. Pull out the emergency stop and turn the key to the platform controls. Climb into the platform and ensure that the sliding mid-rail gate shuts behind you. Connect your carabiners to the anchorage point located in the platform, ensuring that your lanyard is adjusted to the correct length. Pull out the red emergency stop. To test the enable foot switch, put your foot on the foot switch and now try and attempt to start the machine using the engine toggle switch. The engine should not start. Take your foot off the enable switch and now use the engine toggle switch to start the engine. Test the platform emergency stop by pushing in the red emergency stop button. The engine should now stop. Pull out the emergency stop and restart the engine. To test the foot switch function enable, without depressing the foot switch, operate all the controls. Attempt to drive forward and backwards, attempt to steer, attempt to lift the main boom, attempt to lift the upper boom, attempt to rotate the platform or telescope out. As your foot is not on the foot switch, none of these controls should work. Restart the engine. Test the horn by pushing and holding the horn switch. Using the jib select switch, elevate the jib slightly to elevate the platform. Ensure that the platform chassis colour is green for forward and red for backwards. Make sure that these are correctly orientated round. Now, using the drive control joystick, ensuring that the area is clear around you, drive forwards and backwards. Change the speed select to snail or tortoise. Taking the drive control, drive forwards and backwards. The machine should drive forward, come to a stop, and then drive backwards and come to a stop. Please note, letting go of the controller will bring the machine to an abrupt stop. Please note that taking your foot off the foot switch will bring the machine to an abrupt stop. Test the front steering by using the steering controller on top of the joystick. Move the steering toggle switch over to the left, the front steering will turn left, over to the right, and the front steering will turn right. Steering can now be achieved by using 2-wheel steer, 4-wheel steer, or crab steer. Test that the platform will rotate. Rotate the platform to the left and rotate the platform to the right. Now check all movements. Lifting and lowering of the main arm. Lifting and lowering of the lower boom. Extension and retraction of the main arm. Extension and retraction of the lower boom. Lifting and lowering of the jib. Left and right rotation of the turntable. Platform compensation or tilt. Please note that the platform compensation or tilt requires you to hold the OK button and then use the tilt control. Differential blocking selector by turning on and turning off. Platform emergency lowering. Push in the red emergency stop. Pull out the red emergency stop. Put your foot on the foot switch. Take hold of the lower boom joystick and pull down. Now use the backup generator or auxiliary emergency lowering button. Test all functions through a short cycle to conserve battery power. One, if the link piece is not in the correct position, the machine must not be used until this has been corrected. 2. Link piece forward. 3. Link piece to the rear. Arm at the lowest point. Check that the link piece is in the correct position. Machine must be placed on a horizontal surface. The upper edge of the link piece must be horizontal. If the link piece is too far to the rear, this is automatically corrected when the machine is fully stowed and when the arm has finished lowering. If the link piece is too far forward, apply the following procedure from the lower console. Number 1. Lower the arm to the mechanical stop. 2. Lift the boom by about 10 degrees. 3. Activate the arm lowering control and press the black button located above the PVG at the same time. This action corrects the position of the link piece as the arm descends. 4. Repeat operations 2 and 3. Repeat this procedure as many times as required until the compensation cylinder is at the mechanical stop. 5. Complete one arm lift lower cycle to check that the circuit is correctly vented. When looking at the boom link, you can see the green line. This should be directly in line and parallel. If this is not in parallel, stop, isolate, tag and remove the machine from service. Report this to your supervisor or manager. Do not use the machine. Restart the machine. Use the jib select switch to elevate the jib approximately 3 feet. Now turn the key to the center position, which is for axle console activation. Before extending the axles, ensure that the jib boom and platform are raised to prevent any damage. Ensuring that the area beneath the machine is free from any underground hazards. Now use the axle extension controls to lower the hydraulic pad to the ground. This will lift the axle and the front oscillating axle clear of the ground. Now using the axle extension, extend the axles until they are fully extended. Extend the fixed axle before extending the oscillating axle. You may find that one axle may come out first. Once it reaches full stop point, the other side axle will then extend. When the axles are extending or retracting, the buzzer sounds and driving is cut. The buzzer will stop when the axle is totally extended or retracted and the cylinders completely lowered. Once extended, lift the hydraulic pad clear of the ground.